garden to harvest passion flower, which is a lunar cycle harvest. She really likes to align her blossoming with the new and full moon. And she's definitely my favorite harvest. Nostalgically, she's the first herb to ever talk to me, so we have a really deep connection. She might be the most sensational harvest. Because of her striking nature and her ambrosial aroma, and it's like a treasure hunt. So there's a few flowers that will lure you in, and then oftentimes you have to look in the undercarriage. To me, she's one of the most perfect examples of the doctrine of signatures. And that's a concept in alternative healing that says the way a plant grows tells us what it does in our bodies. So for passion flower, you can see this beautiful cyclic nature, not only in these tendrils, but in the very fact that it's a vine. So it's constantly spiraling itself around whatever it's growing on. And the irony here is that passion flower is specifically indicated to quell cyclic thinking. So it really helps us get out of mental patterns, mental cycles, kind of almost sponge-like petals here. And that is an indicator of its ability to coat our nervous system with that ambrosial-like fluid, so helping to repair damaged nerves. And you can tell, even as I'm harvesting it, these tendrils have kind of a quaking-like nature. And that's another doctrine of signatures, telling us its ability to heal fried nerves, or frayed nerves, if you ever feel jumpy, or just that fried kind of nature from overexhaustion. There's a lot of purple going on here, which when you see blues and purples in nature, a lot of the time that has to do with antioxidants and some alkaloids and flavonoids, one of them being chrysin, that are anti-inflammatory and help detoxify, help just kind of keep the body clean. Really, this plant, a lot of people take it for mostly anxiety and for sleep. I keep the tincture next to my bedstand and I drink the Tranquility because it basically guarantees a peaceful night's rest via that sense of peace and via that calm nervous system effect that she has. Sometimes all I need is a drop. Even if I feel just the slightest bit anxious or out of body, I'll just take a drop, or sometimes even more than that, and just instantly soothes my nerves. It takes away any sense of anxiety, so it's great. In an acute sense, if you feel nervous already, or if you have the awareness, like I get anxiety flying on planes, or I get anxiety when I'm around dogs, and you're going to a friend's house that has a dog, bring the Lilikoi tincture with you and pop a few drops before you go in that home, and helps you just be a little bit more present in that sense. But also really good, like I said, for damaged nerves, any nervous condition, restless leg syndrome, twitching. Yeah. Back to the tea house and make tincture and cut some up for tea for the Tranquility. On the way we can stop and get a nice dose of lemon balm patches of lemon balm, and this is also incredibly powerful nervine, so an herb that's good for the nervous system. And the personality of this plant is pure joy. It has this incredible citrus aroma. So again, my favorite method of delivery is just by kind of ruffling the leaves a little bit. And then taking a really deep inhale. It smells like lemon candy. And this plant will grow, you know, in garden boxes or window boxes really well. And if you don't have the ability to do that, we do make a lemon balm tincture, and it's in our Tranquility. But in addition to being a nervine, it's a really powerful antiviral. So this herb is a really awesome ally for right now because it can help fortify our immune systems against viruses. And in addition, to top it off, she imbues the sense of joy. It's a very uplifting herb. One of my coworkers, this is her favorite herb, and she always says that lemon balm helps her feel calm, cool, and collected in times of chaos. So this is a really awesome ally, especially these two together, huh? Thank you.
Just kidding.
It's something that I like, you know, I'm here, I study plant medicine, I study what plant medicine does, like, in my life. And contagion is something that I admittingly know so little about. And it's such a, I believe I'm like, our consciousness isn't there yet. We don't really understand contagion. I'm being pushed every day to think it's more and more emotional than it is physical. And that we can receive sickness and disease through thoughts and emotions and feelings. And it can be that simple, and it can be that clean, and it can be that straightforward. And it doesn't, the physical process in which we exchange contagion, to me, is very confusing because of the way I've tracked it amongst my family, amongst my peers, amongst the people I know, to watch schools develop sicknesses, to see all that go down. To me, there's nothing that I can physically take from it, except for if the diet is similar. When the diet is similar, I do find that similar disease will be contagious in a culture. But again, I'm not coming to any conclusions because it is very confusing.
Right now, I think a lot of people are contending with lack of rhythm or disruptive rhythm. We're so used to having things go a certain way. And so when we're taken out of that cyclical movement that we've gotten familiar with, that can be quite unsettling and a challenge. And so having little helper herbs like the Lilikoi, lemon balm is another great one.
Pineapple
Tulsi
sage
is super calming. And these are all herbs that you can add, our daily tonic herbs. This one's a great one right before bed.
When people in our culture think of when they take an anxiety relief plant medicine or other medicine, I think they quickly think of the acute possibilities of it. But when I think of passion flower, I also think of the restoration that it creates. So anxiety is usually caused because of some kind of depletion. So what I love about the passion flower is the amount of restoration it can support. So I find myself for several days after using the passion flower, or weeks, focusing on my restoration as opposed to moving quickly into the next, oh, I'm all better, and then I get to pop right up and kind of hit the next task. But this really grounds me into that focus. And it's not just a mental focus, it's a total physical and spiritual focus on restoration, whether you like it or not, you know, because a lot of times people, the restoration's uncomfortable, right? They don't want to be slowed down. They want to keep charging. So when this comes into play and you're able to tap into these characteristics, learning about that restoration process, that's a huge education. And once you've learned and become aware of that restoration process, you understand the attributes of this beautiful plant medicine.
With our abundant harvest, we have enough flower to make 3.5 gallons of tincture. So this will be a nice big batch to be able to get this shelf-stable medicine to our ohana across the world. And after today, those tinctures will macerate or steep for several weeks, allowing all the medicinal constituents and phytochemicals and good kind mana to infuse into organic sugarcane vodka, making a super user-friendly medicine for you guys to have. So I'm just kind of gently breaking up the flowers. It's kind of a difficult part of the process because they're so beautiful. But by breaking them up, it gives more surface area for the infusion to take place. So the Lilikoi tincture is a really epic medicine to have on hand because it absorbs into your bloodstream. So it's a really awesome medicine for acute symptoms. So if you start to feel nervous right away, or your eye is twitching, or you want to fall asleep, you know, drop it directly on your tongue and you're gonna feel immediate effects. You can take it on airplanes with you. It's only 1 ounce of liquid. And listening to your body and trusting it, you know, that's what this herb and all herbs are all about anyways. Can you guys smell this? Please say yes. Being a vine basically helps us align ourselves with our higher self and our truth and be our best and shine our light. And in that center and in that core is where we're able to fully blossom into our true unique selves.